Hey, Todd Smith, Moneyfromapps.com, also Outlandish Apps. So today, a reasonably quick video. What I want to go over is just some of the recent blog posts we've had, why we've been talking about certain topics and in a new offering we have. So you can see over here the recent posts, and our blog is super simple. It's more about the information than how sexy it's not. So we've been talking about subscription apps, alternatives to expensive advertising, how to create a winner right out of the gate. I think there was one before. Let's see here. Let's go down. I left this one. So let's see. Alternatives to expensive advertising. I know that's pretty popular. And then this is a big one, $0. Marketing advertising budget still yields $15.87 app launch. And then generate $1,000 plus with your app on Instagram with zero cost. This is kind of a part one, and this was a part two. So going up to the top today, I just posted this on a Facebook page and the blog, and I'm doing this video just because I want to get it out there. Mostly because I've heard a lot of chatter in different marketing groups, app specific, non-app specific. It's just sort of like there's too much out there. There's too many apps. You can't publish a profitable app. There's too many templates. Apple is, rejecting templates and spam and all these different things. And I totally get, if you're doing what everybody else is doing and using the same tools that they're using, you would think eventually Apple or whoever it is, whatever outlet you're selling your product or service, somebody's going to catch up. It's going to get watered down. It's going to get diluted, and you're not going to make as much money from the app. Or maybe Apple is going to start rejecting people that are just trying to imitate the success of other people. So if you sort of get started at the beginning of a different sort of way of doing things, you're going to have a better chance of success. So let's say you just publish a traditional emoji app, or you try to do like a casino app or something like that without changing it or making it unique or having a plan on how you're going to monetize your app or get the app in front of people. Let's say it's a free app, just to get them to download it. So it's like you have to convert them into a download or a user before you can even monetize. And if you're trying to do these things for the wrong reasons and out of order, you're not going to have very good success. And I go over this in the post, but I call this a highly profitable, proven app formula on a budget. And the reason that I've called it this, and I've even written this post, honestly, I sat down to write an email this morning. And it turned into, 2,000 or 3,000 words, and I ended up just making a blog post about it and emailing it out as well, because I just got in a zone that people need to hear, not necessarily what I'm thinking, but they need to hear what's actually going on in the market. And the reason, hold on one second. The reason I'm talking about it is because there's so much chatter about it being not the way that it actually is, because everybody's trying to do old things using old tools and they're not having good results. So what's that quote? It's like the definition of an insanity, or it's not a quote, but it's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I guess doing the same thing over and over that isn't working and expecting success. So if you're doing the same thing over and over, but maybe not over and over, but the same thing that everybody else is doing, and you're not getting success, that may be the definition of delusion and insanity. But anyway, let's jump into this a little bit. The way that I'm going into promotion these days with apps, of course, if you have piles and piles of money, you can go more traditional routes. But I think the more relatable approach, and what we've been doing a lot of 2018, is we're getting crafty. We're repurposing assets. We're building up our own followings. We're launching with very little costs involved to get that upfront revenue to get the app profitable. So if you're buying an app template or something, or a course from us, which the new thing that we're launching today is just a bundle, you have to recoup that cost. So for us, it's kind of funny because you might think, oh yeah, you have it really easy. You have your own in-house template, and you're able to be profitable so quick because you're launching your own template. Well, what a lot of people, and I didn't even put this in the post, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but it's not about us. It's a lot more expensive for us than it's going to be for you. We're going to spend thousands of dollars to develop a lot of these custom projects up front. So the cost of whatever it is that we're licensing an app template, again, you're getting it for a fraction of what we've had to spend. And I think a lot of times, I've talked about this in the past, that one of the first versions of the Emoji Builder, we did 47 iterations, so 47 different back and forths with the programmer just to get 47 builds to get version number 1 ready to launch. So, and that took a long time. So by the time I'm talking about it here, it's went through so much work, trial and error, pricing changes, user emails, errors, iOS compliance updates, new devices we've had to add, all that, just to the point where you can license it and be working on the project the same day that you watch this video, or the same hour, instead of waiting a half a year or a year. I mean, we have a year of data, and it took about 5 months to build. So a year and 5, I mean, it's probably a year and a half. And I'm not saying it would have taken you in a year and a half to get the same thing, but it definitely would have taken 2 to 3 months minimum, I think, to build it out with a reasonable budget. So that's the part that I have to stress, because if you're one, it's like, oh, why do you have to get the app profitable as quick as possible? You have to get the app profitable as quick as possible because we have to recoup our costs. So our costs that we've recouped, for sure, at this point, it's a lot bigger than it's going to be for you. So, let's say you spend $500 to $1,000 getting your app set up, including, what you pay us. You're able to get that back very, very quickly if you're following a more frugal approach that we teach in this course, and that I've went over in other blog posts and videos. That way, anything from here on out is going to be pure profit. So I guess I don't want to talk too much more about this. I'm definitely getting away from the whole quick video thing. What I'm trying to tell you is we had to develop these internal processes to build up followings, launch frugally, and get the app as profitable as we could, as quick as we could, because our cost to build these apps up for these are not templates that we built in-house. They're not, we would license that to you. It's much more than you would have to pay. So we had an incentive internally. Hey man, if you want to keep doing this, you want to pay for your app and do the custom work that you're doing, you have to develop a way to get these apps out there marketed and profitable ASAP. I hate saying that, ASAP, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to keep doing it. So we developed the things that we teach in the Profitable App course so we could get our own apps profitable. We've got our apps profitable. Now we were able to license. One of the dogs they're trying to get lunch. They're jumping up on my desk here. So she's pawing at me. The other one's watching the background. But that's why I guess maybe I should talk about that more in some of the other areas I'm not today. But that's why it's so proven, is because we were able to generate much more than we had to with the apps to pay for the apps that now the templates are based on. So I hopefully that makes sense. So all I talk about in here is this same thing we've used, I'm going to click on it, how to publish a profitable app on a budget. The different people that this could be good for. And most notably, it's going to be for anybody that has a traditional emoji app or wants to publish one of their first apps, you see these heads here, actually right here. If you have 10 to 15 of these created, and if you need a designer, let us know. We'll get you some good designs. That's all. I mean, we have way more. We have full-bodied emojis you can see from other emoji apps. But if you just started with this, plug in that, you're gonna have all these, hats, sunglasses, glasses, masks, accessories included in the project. So you go from somebody that maybe could afford to do 10, 20, 30 emojis and just have an emoji app like this in iMessage. You plug those in, now all of a sudden you have a custom app that can do emojis, they save, you can do memes, you can add backgrounds, you can add text, you can actually add traditional emojis to the meme. It's ridiculous. So instead of having to pay a lot of money up front for, we used to do a minimum of 100 emojis if we would publish a new traditional emoji app. More common, 150, 200. 200 emojis isn't cheap to do if they're decent quality. 200 emojis or even 100 compared to 10 to 15 is a big drop in costs. If you already have a traditional emoji app, you most likely have at least 40 emojis if you were charging somebody for a paid app. So you're going to have more than enough to plug in here. So these are the boosts I'm talking about. If you already have an emoji app, your costs are basically zero on the design side. If you're going to do it yourself, you're going to use a guide to plug these assets in, and it's super easy. I think if you scroll down to the bottom of this blog post and you click, if you want more info on the Emoji Builder, you go here to this page. This is just an app preview video kind of, but if you go down here, what did I say? Watch me setting this Emoji Builder up in less than 2 minutes. So I'm using assets from a Bigfoot emoji app, plugging them into the Emoji Builder in less than 2 minutes. So of course there's a little bit of where I talk about what I'm about to do, and then I talk about after I do it, and I actually start a stopwatch so you can see it. So it's easy to use, it's easy to plug it in, and it's low cost on the design side. It's like the best of all worlds. Okay, so let me go back here to that post. So the boosts are if you have an emoji app already, or you just want to publish your first app. So there's not very many apps out there where you can spend as little on design as something like this and end up with something as custom as the Emoji Builder, and that's all the layers and accessories we've already added. So I'm not going to go through this, but is it right for you? I just go through all the different situations I think if I was on the other side and that I've been in already, that it would be good for. And I go through all the things we've went through. We went down rabbit holes with marketing. We've had people hold things hostage. We've had expensive ad costs. We've had templates that are really bad, and courses and all this. And because we've had all that experience using those things and going through that for the last, I don't know how many years, 6, almost 7 years, we know what we would want. And a lot of times if it doesn't exist, that's how we build these projects. We go out and build the methods, we go out and build the projects after testing. So we're kind of like, when I reference this a lot, we're drinking our own Kool-Aid. We're drinking our own Kool-Aid. I was gonna write this in the post, but I didn't want the word cult to be in there. It's like, I think like a funny cult reference. It's like you see all these people standing around and they're about to drink the Kool-Aid, and they see like the they see like the leader of the cult drink the Kool-Aid. I don't know what this was in. I think this was like, I don't know what movie it was. I mean, it's probably been in a lot of movies, but it's funny. It's like you see all these people standing around about to drink the Kool-Aid to have like mass suicide or whatever, and then they see the one guy that's leading the cult drink it and fall over, and then everybody else loses interest and they throw their cups down and leave. So if I'm the guy that's drinking the Kool-Aid trying to explain to you how you can get a profitable app, what I'm saying is I drink the Kool-Aid and I use the Kool-Aid because it works and it doesn't hurt you. So we don't just go out and try to get people to drink the Kool-Aid before us. I said we have a year and a half in a lot of these tests in this template. We've been on the Kool-Aid for a while. So that's that's what I'm always talking about, the Kool-Aid. We're not just telling you what you should do. We're explaining what we've done in a lot of these future or previous blog posts up here, what's possible. And now it's like, okay, if you want to try the same thing, if you've had some challenges in the past with using bad templates, bad contractors, picked bad ideas, whatever the case, we've done all that too. And we've found a way to still make it work. And that's what I'm talking about here. I referenced some of those blog posts, and then I just decided we were going to sell this separately. But I decided not to do that. I decided, okay, well, if you really did use all these things to get your apps profitable with this emoji builder, just put it in one package. So you have like the guide that goes through on how to set this app up. We've already talked about that. There's videos that go with that. It's very simple. And then we're just going to throw in everything that we created for the profitable app course. And let me bring that up. I'm going to pause the video here. And I don't think I showed that. I should probably go back and add that. Let me bring that up. Okay, and the reason I didn't bring this up in the other post, or maybe I'll go back and edit it now and reference in the blog post that I'm showing you here, is, hold on one second. It's just because it's too much information. The blog post itself is too long. This video is going to be too long. And the only reason I feel like I make it is just from that occasional person that seriously, I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube videos every once in a while, and you get on this kick. And for that occasional person that actually is willing to, see what's going on in the market and see what's possible. And I want you to, I'd rather you have too much information than not enough, because I don't want you to be confused on what it is. However, too much information, I think, drowns you out. So I'm actually shooting myself in the foot from a marketing standpoint on trying to position this product, because I want to be extra honest. And, when we were going to launch the Profitable App Launch course by itself, maybe you clicked on the link, maybe you've seen this page, but it just kind of goes in a clean way, I think, what's going on here, like how we're able to do this up front. This is, the sales page. And I don't remember what we were going to launch it for. If it was $597 or $497, $397, there it is, $487, $497. Because it literally is the exact thing we did to generate big money on these app launches with no costs. But I figured we would just throw that in because some people, probably just want a bundle. So then when you get inside the course, and we're putting the finishing touches on a few of these things, but I mean, and see, here's the thing. I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot if you're looking at this going, holy shit, how am I going to get through all this? It's not that you need to do every single part of this. This is for that it's like, you can do it like an a la carte thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to show you, okay, so let's say you already have a following. You don't need to do that. Let's say you already have a good idea in a niche. You might not have to do this. I mean, some people are going to need to do this whole thing. Maybe you're already familiar on how to do the creatives when you're sharing things like on Instagram. Maybe you already know how to build an app. Maybe you need to know how to do price. I mean, it's not like you might only need a few of these videos, but a few of these videos, as they can be kind of long, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't think 30, but it's more than enough to take your app from not profitable to profitable. How to promote on Instagram, how to promote on Facebook. This isn't like share on your Facebook page. This is like the things in between the lines that people don't talk about, the things that allow us to actually generate that revenue. How to promote on with email. Let's see, the bonus module. Super fan promotions. This is big. You're actually getting people to, it's like doing influencer marketing, but they're not an influencer, but they still have a decent following. So they're not in it for the money, they're in it for the passion. They're going to share your thing because they're just happy to see it exists. Affiliate promotions, of course, here you can get into this. I've done a few of these. And then influencer marketing. If you get in this far, if you're watching this video, if you buy the Emoji Builder template and you're looking at this course and you're like, yeah, this all looks great, but I also want to know how to do Facebook ads eventually, email me. We have a full course on Facebook ads. I'll give it to you for free. This isn't about how to upsell and how to do, believe me, I have funnels built, okay? I have funnels built where you buy one thing and we try to sell you on another, and there's a time for that and there's a place for it, and we're using that with some other things, non-app related. But for this, because of where the app market is, and because I've heard so many people say you can't do this and you can't do that, and it's Apple's fault, and they're cracking down, they're giving the rejections, and the Facebook ads are too expensive, and everybody's using templates, and I'm kind of tired of hearing that you can't do things. I'm showing you can do things, and I'd rather say, hey, we'll give you this course for free. Hey, we're going to give you the profitable launch course, profitable app launch course, whatever you want to call it. We're going to give you that with the template. I want to give you all the things you need to do what I'm telling you is possible, so you can actually do it. I don't want you to get in here and think that, hey, in like 7 days, actually the one thing in this video that you need to be successful, you click on it and it's a upsell for more money. No, if you buy the template, you're going to get the courses. You're going to get profitable app launch course. You're going to get Facebook ads course if you want it. If you need to know a little bit more, even in depth on how to pick an emoji app idea, we have an emoji domination course that goes fully into all that. If you want to know how to promote with chart, if you need to know how to do something, ask me, and if we have a course, I'll give it to you for free if you buy the Emoji Builder template. I'm so confident in this template. Over the year and a half we've tested it, we've had it be rock solid, and we've been able to generate a profit, pay for all that, and just build users that genuinely want to use, share, and just sort of enjoy the app. It's been a different experience because in the past we'd usually build something we thought people should want and then launch it and try to convince them that they needed to download it. Whereas now we're sort of sifting through our ideas, right? Our bar napkin ideas, our shower ideas, and really just kind of looking at more of a marketing standpoint first, finding out maybe some profitable niches to find, and we go into that with this course, and from there we sort of figure out what they want, and then start to build a little bit of a following and get feedback. And as we build whatever it is we're building, it doesn't have to be an app, it can be a service. We're actually upselling a service to app users, our best app users, for a niche app, for a service that has, I think I mentioned this maybe in the email, has an average cart, or the blog post or whatever, average cart value of $25. It has I'm trying to think, I think a subscription. So if we send them to a lander, I think over 60% of people are opting in. I think over 7% that after it's all said and done, I think 7 to 10% of our front end traffic is converting, and that's just because we've taken the time to understand the niche and understand what people want. It's no longer really a beg for somebody to download an app. I think one of the main parts I want to talk about before I get off this video. So yeah, we have this profitable app launch course. It's, spent a lot of time making this sales page, not even going to use it. It is what it is. That's how things roll. I actually like this blog post more just because it gets straight to it. So here I'm trying to explain to you why you need to use this course using our results as an example, which are genuine. But here I'm just kind of saying, like, hey man, this is probably for you if you meet these bullet points. I can't even talk at this point. And if not, then it's not for you. And if you want to use this tool, the best pairing of the tool is the course. So instead of trying to tell you you need to use the course, which does work on a variety of apps, you wouldn't just have to use it on the template. And if you do want to purchase this individually, let me know. But I'd rather use the template because the template's proven to work with the course, and so on. But there's one part in here that I really want to go over real quick, and it's this. So this is another thing I feel like people are going to complain about or use it as an excuse. I said if you already have a small following in your niche from a previous app, you can launch this new app to them directly. So if you have a Facebook page of 100 people, if you have an email list on for some subscribers, you have an Instagram, whatever your social media is or your medium, if you have a small amount of people, you can do some pretty great things if they're dedicated and engaged. App specific, right? So most people that are watching this that have an emoji app or any type of app have something, have a Facebook page, have something, Instagram account, they have something. Because if you don't, then that sucks. I'm not saying you suck. I'm saying, you should have something. A Facebook page is free and easy to set up. So anyway, but if you don't, I feel like people are going to complain and say, well, I don't have the following. So how am I going to remarket this new app? Well, this course would tell you how to go in and it will if you want to use it with a template. It tells you how to do that. But my simple point here is if you don't have a specific audience for your app, I bet you have a social media presence, even personal, of some kind. So there's a good chance there's a good chance that you have a lot of friends, family, and coworkers that are going to support you on their accounts, and on their accounts they have people to support them. So here's what I'm saying. Think of like the way that I'm about to say this is a filter. So instead of or allowing, okay, let's say this. Let's say that the way that you share an app is going to be filtered by people's actual interests in the app. So I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like an old school coffee filter, right? So their genuine interests, mood, opinions, that's the filter. A filter to block your request for them to use, share, or whatever the app, it's going to block them from that. Okay, that's the filter. Now, if we change the positioning on how we ask people to share our thing, our app, our product, our service, and it's no longer, hey, you're my friend, family, coworker, and because of that, and I'm not saying you would say this, but this is the implication, hey, download this to support me. Download my new thing, my new app, my new book about birds to support me, but they hate birds, but still pay $10 for it because you know me. Okay, you're gonna get that filter that people put up about most of the time that's talking about their actual genuine interest, mood, opinions, whatever, and that filter is gonna, it's like driving down the road with all the signs and all the marketing messages and commercials on TV and the ads and all this shit. That filter is going to grab your post and it's never going to make it through to that actual person in their head where they're going to do something about it. Okay, so our idea is to not necessarily mislead anybody, but it's to position our message to not get caught in the filter, but pass through to get to the actual decision maker. And I know that we're talking about the same person, but get past the filter of all the other marketing messages. And when we get past the filter, they're more likely to do what you want them to do, but not like you're hypnotizing, not that you're misleading them, but you're positioning it in a way that they have a choice and actually a chance to do what you want them to do, even if they don't really care about your thing. So I'm going to say that again. You will have more of a chance to get them to do what you want them to do, even if they don't care about your thing. Now, here's how we're going to do this. You're going to post on your personal page. This is the example. You have a new product app. I think it's an app for puppies. They don't have, okay, let's say most of your friends don't have puppies. They have kids. or they have cats, or whatever the case. They hate pets. So instead of saying to your friends, like, hey, everybody download my new puppy app, which most of them aren't going to give a shit because they don't have puppies and they don't like dogs and they don't like animals. So instead, here's what we're going to do. We're going to post, hey friends, do you love your new puppy? Of course you do. Have more fun playing with your pup while they're still little using our new app. So of course there would be some sort of a more specific feature for them and why they would want to use it. Probably after this sentence. But if you don't have a new pup, I bet you know someone that does. This is the key part. And it's not the specific phrasing, it's not the grammar, it's not whatever. It's an example of saying if you don't have a new pup, I bet you know someone that does. Friends, family, coworkers, if you have a moment, please share this post in your wall and tag them. Optional. I guess I left a word out here. How your friend Todd created it for his pups. So that's the story. So now what we're going to do is we're going to post something that gives somebody, mostly like 100% of the people that are going to see it, actually a chance to share and do what you want them to do, which is share, without even caring about your thing. Why? Because they know you. It's a conversational piece. You're giving them buzz, and you're giving them you're giving them the ammo to share value with somebody they know that may have an inside joke about their puppy. So here's an example. I share this on my wall. One of my friends that doesn't have a puppy and hates dogs, hates a strong word, dislikes dogs, allergic to dogs, sees this. They don't care about my thing, but they have a coworker that, because this is the inside joke, because whoever this person is allergic to dogs, that coworker just got a new puppy and they're always talking about it, and it's just this back and forth, this kind of banter. So this coworker, this person on my wall that has the coworker that has the new puppy but actually hates dogs, now has the buzz to share an app with the share E that will actually love. So that person is going to share it with the coworker and tag them. It's going to get through to that person. That person, because they have the puppy, is probably going to have more people in their network that are going to have less of a filter, and so on and so on. So you're giving them the buzz, the person that doesn't give a shit about what you have, you're giving them the buzz and the ammo to share with the sharee, the coworker, right, that has the new puppy. They're actually going to love it. You would have never got to this person if you would have told your friend to say, hey, download my puppy app, please. They would have been pissed. They would have ignored it. They would have said, I don't care. But you give them the option and the idea that they can share value with somebody else with buzz. So we're going to arm the share with value to share with the sharee. The bonus is that the sharer knows the person who created the app. So there's even that bonus. So it's like this person that doesn't care about the actual app thing, whatever it is, because they don't have puppies and they're allergic, they now know, even if not close, they now know they have a personal story that I've created this with my puppy, for my puppies. And I mean, it's kind of cool. Some people like the idea of somebody creating a cool app. It's just not something you hear every day. So that's the unique bonus, is their friend created this from their pups and they love it, and you're probably going to love it too. And now it's to this new person. So they know the person that created the app is a nice personal touch and a good story. You're giving them the story. The person that actually is allergic to the puppies and doesn't like really the animals is sharing with sharing with the coworker that have the inside joke about how she doesn't like dogs and he has a new pup, or whatever the case, and that she knows the actual person that created the app. It's a story. Then that person will say, oh geez, this person that hates dogs just told me about this guy that created apps for his pups. I downloaded it. It's awesome. You have some momentum. Instead, if we just would have said, hey friends, I have a new app for puppies, please download it. Do you see the difference? Most of the people aren't going to have puppies. Most of the people are going to be annoyed you told them to do something. and care about a thing they don't care about. Instead, we give them the ammunition and the buzz to actually give value to somebody else. So we did not pressure anyone to download something they don't need, but rather give them the value to pass along to those that actually want and need it. Big difference. You will get more momentum going this route than cramming your thing down 95% plus of your network that they're not going to need. So whether you have a large following dedicated to your app, blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's pretty much where I want to close. So I don't want to hear if you don't have a network, if it's a new idea, you have zero following. You probably have, even if you have zero social media and you've like banned and deleted everything, you probably have a group of friends. That group of friends probably has some friends or some friends of that, that like what you have. I mean, you can find ways to get your thing in front of the coworker that just has a puppy from or via the person that's actually allergic to dogs that doesn't like dogs. You can use the people, and they can use you. They can use you for the value and the buzz and the story, and you use them as the pivot that they're going to pass the ball to the person that's actually going to score or download. It's kind of a weird analogy, not very good. You get the point. So you don't need a following. You don't even really need an app. This template allows you to publish an app using 10 to 15 actual emojis compared to 40, 100, 200 design assets. You don't have to have buttons created. You can use all the same buttons. You don't have to use the background or create backgrounds. You don't have to create the sunglasses. You don't have to have all that positioned. Everything is already set up in this app. We've got about 1.5 years of data on it. Whew, starting to lose my voice. That's all I really have in this video. Go to Moneyfromapps/blog and blog, and you should see, or click, I'll have this link in the video description. I'll have a link to the blog post, I'll have a link to the actual sales page. I will actually have maybe even a link to the thing that goes over the Emoji Builder details. If you have any questions, email me. It's Todd Smith. I shouldn't have said my name because it's going to confuse you with the email address. So my name is Todd Smith. The email address is support@moneyfromapps.com. Happy to help you. Happy to do a personalized video. If you have any questions on something, if you need help with Facebook ads, if you need help with other areas, if we have a course, if we have something to help you and you buy this Emoji Builder template, we will give it to you for free. We are almost done with the Android version of this. I recommend starting with the iOS. That way when you do Android, it's a very simple swap of assets. You will get at least 50, if not more % off when we launch that template in the future. And that's all I got. Todd Smith, Money from Apps, outlandish apps. Check this out. Purchase it if it's right for you. If you do need to know if it's right for you, go to this blog post and go down through this area where it says it's right for you. There's a good chance if you're watching this video, it is right for you, because you're contemplating on whether or not you want to quit your app business, go back in and try to get some lifeblood back into it using already used or created and paid for assets, or you want to create your first app on a budget. I'd say this is probably the easiest way to create an app on a budget, and that's even comparing it to traditional emojis, because traditional emojis, you're going to spend a lot in design. This is, in this day and age, a very, very, very good option to publish your first app, publish an app in a business that's failing, or maybe just update an app or take your app business to the next level. I do want to note that the idea from this profitable app launch, I think I talk about it in here, is you start with this profitable app launch. You pay for your investment, you pay for your designs, then because you pump the app full of diehard initial users, if you want to get into the advertising thing, this is kind of say if you rush into it, you will then have, let's see if I have it in here. I don't even know where it is, but I'll just tell you. So if you get the diehard people in the app first and you don't spend money on marketing and you do some work and you build a following, those people are going to be in your app. You're going to be able to use the analytics with a Facebook SDK that's in the template and Google Analytics to be able to find more people like them, because you can retarget people like them using Facebook ads, sponsored posts, and a lot of other advertising areas. You're going to find out your ideal user, and instead of going in and targeting your Facebook ad campaigns to wider interest to find out who your user is, you're going to know exactly who your user is, and that could cut your advertising costs. I would say even more than in half, probably down to a quarter or more if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then guess what? I already told you we have a Facebook ads course that I will give you for free that I think we've sold for over $1,000 in the past. So really good course, just really not selling it right now because I think people, honestly, the majority of people would start Facebook ads, they would not be profitable, and then they would stop. This is something that can be scaled with less skill, and you will have a foundation to launch future products to that same niche and group. And I've said this 1,000 times. The last thing I am going to say is an example of that would be is if you launch an Emoji Builder app to some sort of a pet niche or some sort of an animal community, you can then pivot that. I mean, we've done this. We haven't done a case study, or we haven't published it, but it's like you could sell one of your most popular emojis or designs for window stickers. You can sell canvas prints. You can sell anything to do service related to people locally for that pet industry or animal industry. You can create your own little physical product, a little bit more like I would just say like a dog toy, just as an example. I'm not saying a dog toy or a cat toy or whatever. You then have a base of customers. You start with an emoji app, with an emoji builder that's either subscription if you're going to add new content, or a paid emoji app. And from there, you then have a customer list, whether it's a Facebook page or email list, which I didn't get into these details, but we can set the template up. There's a variety of ways to do it to where everybody that downloads the app actually has to register their email address. This backs up their user-generated content, in parentheses their emojis. It also gives you an email list of every user. If you have an app update, if you have an error, if you have any problems, you have a product you want to upsell, a service, any of the things I just said about 60 seconds ago, you now can market that to them. You start with either a free app with subscription or a paid app. You convert those people that are interested. You get that first purchase. They're now proven to actually want to spend money in the area that you're in. Now you can launch another product in the next price tier, and eventually, hopefully, you're to the point where you're either selling a more expensive or a less expensive, lower margin project to the masses, millions of people, or you have a small niche and you have a lower amount of sales. These are not app sales. I'm talking about another product or service with a very high margin. Something like, I'm not even going to get into it, but that's it. So we're teaching you to kind of build a foundation like we've done where, again, we haven't talked about this. We have one service I'm not going to talk about, but we've done, window stickers. We've done physical products to people that started out as app users. And it's just so much bigger. It's just so much bigger than an emoji app. And if people would get that, maybe you would get that, you would see the opportunity here and pull the trigger either on something we have or somebody else. So let me know if you have any questions. Pick up this template if it works for you. And again, the links will be in the description for this to save 47% off. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, weekend, week, month, whatever it is you're in right now in your bubble. Take care. See ya.